Very shocking news. Loudly crying face, the painful secret of BTS RM. Loudly crying face, the heartbreaking truth behind his smile. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, carrying the weight of 6 other lives on your shoulders, while millions of eyes watch your every move, waiting for you to slip. To the world, Kim Namjoon, known globally as RM, is the unshakable pillar of BTS, a leader of profound wisdom, and a global icon who speaks at the United Nations. But before the history books recorded his name, there was a boy who felt so small that he wondered if his voice would ever matter. His journey is not just a chronicle of musical success. It is a bruising human testament to the burden of leadership and the lonely cost of brilliance. The story of Kim Namjoon begins with a conflict between expectation and passion. As a child in Ilsan, he was a genius in the making, ranking in the top 1% of the nation in mock university entrance exams. His path was set: a stable job, a respectable life, the pride of his parents. Yet, inside his chest beat a heart that only felt alive when it was connected to the rhythm of hip-hop. According to various media sources and fan accounts, this passion was not initially welcomed. He had to hide his lyrics in scrap paper, writing in secret, torn between the safe life his family wanted and the burning desire to express the chaos in his mind. But the physical heart inside him was fragile. At the tender age of 15, Namjoon faced a life-threatening reality. He underwent major heart surgery with a low survival rate, a fact that has circulated widely in media reports, though Namjoon rarely speaks of it in detail. In that hospital bed, facing the possibility of the end before he had even begun, he realized he could not live a life that wasn't his own. He chose music. He chose to listen to the literal beating of his heart while he still could. However, entering the world of K-pop trainees was not a liberation. It was a plunge into an icy ocean of judgment. When Kim Namjoon arrived at Big Hit Entertainment, he was the first. He became the anchor. But being the first meant he had to watch others leave. For years, he saw potential bandmates pack their bags and vanish, creating a deep-seated anxiety about his own permanence. He lived in a constant state of limbo, training endlessly with no guarantee of a debut. The criticism he faced during these formative years was visceral and cruel. As an underground rapper, he was attacked by his former peers for selling out to become an idol. Simultaneously, within the idol industry, he was mocked for not fitting the standard of beauty. In the early days of BTS, verified footage and interviews show a young Namjoon wearing sunglasses constantly. He later admitted that this was not just a fashion statement. It was a shield. He was reading comments that called him ugly and unworthy of being in a boy band. He hid his eyes because he was afraid that if people looked too closely, they would see the self-doubt crumbling him from the inside. There was a moment, just days before BTS was set to debut, that nearly changed history. Overwhelmed by the pressure, the harsh training, and the suffocating uncertainty, Namjoon escaped. He ran away from the agency, intending to quit. He sat in a park, feeling the cold air, thinking that perhaps he was not strong enough for this war. It was his father who convinced him to return, telling him that he would regret it for the rest of his life if he stopped now. He went back, not because the fear was gone, but because he realized he had people counting on him. When BTS finally debuted, the struggle did not end, it intensified. As the appointed leader, Kim Namjoon became the lightning rod for all criticism directed at the group. When the group faced accusations of plagiarism or misogyny in lyrics during their rookie years, it was Namjoon who had to stand in front of the cameras, apologize, and take the hit. He had to mature faster than any 20-year-old should. He swallowed his pride and educated himself, reaching out to experts to learn and correct his mistakes. While others could focus on performance, Namjoon had to focus on survival. The most crushing weight, however, was the loneliness of leadership. In the docu-series Burn the Stage, Verified scenes show Namjoon speaking candidly about the burden he carries. He confessed that he could not show his own pain to the other members because a leader is not allowed to crumble. If the pillar shakes, the whole house falls. So, he suffered in silence. He absorbed the stress of the company, the expectations of the public, and the worries of his members, leaving little room for his own emotions. He was the translator, the spokesperson, the diplomat, and the protector, often forgetting that he was also just a young man named Kim Namjoon. Even as BTS ascended to global stardom, breaking records that seemed impossible, Namjoon battled a sense of imposter syndrome. In a revealing interview with Pharrell Williams for Rolling Stone, Namjoon admitted to feeling confused and afraid. He spoke of the fear that the fire would burn out, and he questioned his own identity. The massive success felt heavy, almost suffocating. In his solo album Indigo, and later Right Place, Wrong Person, he peeled back the layers of the superstar RM, to reveal a person who feels lost, lonely, and disconnected. He sang about wanting to be a human before being an artist. The lyrics suggest a man who is constantly surrounded by people but feels profoundly alone in his own head. During the global pandemic, when the cheers of the stadium died down, Namjoon faced a severe period of burnout. He questioned the purpose of his work without the physical connection to fans. He admitted in verified Weverse posts and live streams that he felt like he was hitting a wall, that he didn't know who he was anymore. The persona he had built was consuming the person he was born as. He sought refuge in art museums and nature, looking for silence in a life that was deafeningly loud. This love for nature, Namjooning, as fans call it, is not just a hobby. It is a survival mechanism. It is his way of reminding himself that he is part of the earth, not just a product of the industry. People love Kim Namjoon not because he is a genius or a billionaire, but because he is remarkably, painfully clumsy with his heart. They love him because he breaks things, not just physical objects, but barriers. They love him for the moments he cries on stage, thanking the fans for accepting him despite his flaws. They respect him because, in 2013, during a hidden camera prank where his CEO asked him to choose between a solo career and BTS, Namjoon did not hesitate for a single second before choosing the team. He sacrificed his ego for his family. Financially, media sources and financial analysts estimate his net worth to be in the multi-millions, and he holds a diplomatic passport, having visited the White House and the United Nations. Yet, despite this immense power, he remains grounded. He donates to art preservation and education, often quietly. But his true wealth lies in his vulnerability. He has taught a generation that it is okay to not have a dream, that it is okay to be confused, and that happiness is not a destination but a fleeting moment we must cherish. Now, as he navigates his military service, Kim Namjoon has expressed a desire to return not just as RM, but as a more complete human being. He wants to find the balance between the idol who belongs to the world and the man who belongs to himself. He is searching for a permanence that fame cannot provide. As we watch the footage of him standing at the UN, speaking with a steady voice about loving oneself, we must look past the suit and the confidence. We must see the boy who hid his eyes behind sunglasses because he didn't feel beautiful. We must see the teenager who survived heart surgery to chase a rhythm. We must see the leader who holds back his own tears so that 6 other men can cry on his shoulder. Kim Namjoon is the proof that the strongest people are not those who feel no pain, but those who feel it all. The fear, the doubt, the crushing pressure, and choose to stand tall anyway. In the quiet moments, when the music fades, we do not just see a star. We see a man who learned to forgive himself for being human. And for that, he has earned a respect that is deeper than love, and a silence that speaks louder than any applause.